Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, whenever you are tuning into this video. I want to talk to you just real quick about a conversation I was having with my client where she was letting me know some things that she was going through, some of her struggles, and I started to notice some patterns of some things that she was doing. If you haven't been around me long, you'll realize if you stay around a little bit longer that I am always looking for patterns because they will expose things for you and help you move in a way that you want to move. So the one of the things that she was struggling with in the patterns that I was noticing with her, I don't even know if this is a thing, but she started to lay out some symptoms and some signs that I saw in my journey and I see in other clients' journeys. And I believe these to be signs that you are about to burn out from dieting. So I'm about to share three of those signs with you. Now, if you're not familiar with me, I am nutritionist Dani Taylor, and I work with women to help them eliminate overeating, feel good in their own body, and consistently eat healthier without sacrificing their happiness or good food, right? Now, before we get into it, I want you to go ahead and tag your friend in this video if she has been someone who has been on the wagon, off the wagon, because she likely is experiencing or has experienced some of these signs. And this will be something that will help her create that consistency she wants to have, right? So if this is you, if this has been you, or you just know a friend and you don't want to tag her, I want you to go ahead and share this video because it is absolutely going to support you and you probably want to come back and check it out later, right? So one of the things that my client came to me and one of her biggest struggles, she was just having a hell of a day. And she was like, listen, I keep doing this and I don't know what to do. Okay. So she came to me before she got off the wagon again, because she would always find herself in these cycles where she would go to work. In the morning, she would have a very healthy breakfast, something really light. Then she would have a healthy lunch. And then for dinner, she would find herself eating everything in the refrigerator and the pantry. And she could not figure out what was causing that cycle for her. And she know that she needed to make some changes, right? But she didn't want to continue to struggle trying to make those changes, especially when she felt like it just wasn't going to happen for her. She felt like she had done everything that she could possibly do and things still weren't working out for her, right? If this sounds like you, I want you to go ahead and let me know in the comments. If this was a sermon, I'd be like, pass the plate, because this has been all me, right? I have definitely been in spaces where I felt like I just can't do this particular thing. And it's other people around you getting it done. So it's possible, but it's just something not working right for you. And you keep finding yourself in these binge eating phases and these overeating phases or whatever. So you want to make some changes. If that has ever been you, I want you to go ahead and comment. Yes, that has been me in the comments. And I'm not gonna comment, but it's been me 1,000 times over. And this is also one of the patterns that I recognize in myself that I help clients get out of. But this is one of the first times I'm actually pointing some of these signs out as signs that you are headed for burnout from dieting. Okay. And one of those things, we're going to break down three of them today. There are actually a lot more that I recognize, but I'm just breaking down three of them today. And the first one is you have increased anxiety around food. You are extremely anxious about what it is that you've ate. What are you going to eat? What are you eating right now? How did you feel about the food that you ate? You are always constantly thinking about food in one way or another. If you're not thinking about food specifically, you're thinking about how it's affecting your body, or you're thinking about how it's going to affect you in the long run. And you start to get a little bit of worry in there that maybe this just isn't going to pan out for you because you have so much anxiety and you don't know what to do with it. That's one of the signs that you are about to go into burnout from dieting. Okay. I want you to be mindful that if you find yourself being hyper aware to food, and this may be a struggle for a lot of people, because if you are in diet cycles, this is a sign of being in diet cycles. You're just extremely hyper aware to food. But the thing on the flip side of that is most people in diet cycles burn out at one point or another. Okay. So be mindful of, if you always find yourself thinking about food, if it's not lunchtime and you're like, what am I going to eat for lunch? It's like right after breakfast. Why are we thinking about that right now? Right. So think about these kinds of things and just be mindful of if this is happening for you. Okay. That's number one. Number two is you start having those feelings of hopelessness. And I just mentioned this, and I mentioned that my client was doing this. I did this, but you start to feel like I can't do this, even though other people are doing it. and they're consistently eating healthier and they're not sacrificing their good food, you're starting to feel like you personally, there's something wrong with you and you can't make it happen for yourself. And that is absolutely a sign of you just being in that space of feeling burnt out from dieting, because it's absolutely possible for you. We just need to figure out what specifically needs to happen for you in terms of you connecting with your food cues and your hunger cues within your body, but also you mating that with the alignment that you want to have in your lifestyle. So how do you want to live? How do you want to eat? How happy do you want to be, right? So when you start to mate and mirror those things, you put those things together, then you start to see that, you know, there's some hope over here. But if you're in the space of about to burn out, you feel hopeless. You don't see any hope. You're like, okay, I'm just about to say F it. And then the next thing happens, which is number three, you just start to detaching yourself. You start detaching yourself from all of the things. Like you're detaching from your body, you're detaching from food, you no longer care. This is how you find yourself off the wagon. You start detaching, like maybe it's me, right? Maybe I won't be able to do this, or maybe it's that particular diet, and you leave that alone and you go do another one that puts you in the same space, right? These are signs that you are absolutely either dead smack in the middle of burnout, or you are absolutely going to head for burnout from dieting, which leads you to being off the wagon. So if you saw yourself in anything that I said today, I want you to lean in just a little bit more, because there is absolutely hope for you. You may be in a space where you're like, just F it. I've had people come to me and they're like, look, I need to make these changes and you are my last hope. Like, I don't know what to do after this, right? I completely understand, because that is the space that you end up being in once you've been in diet cycles for so long. I get it, right? I absolutely get it. And I want to support you out of that. Okay. So if you feel like you are exhibiting any of these signs, but you know that you need to make those changes for yourself, I want you to go to the link in the comments below. It's bit.ly/I'm ready, Dani, to sign up for a food freedom consultation with me. We'll sit down for about 30 minutes and discuss where you are, what things have been going wrong for you, and what changes you can make right now so you can start to live in your consistently healthier life without sacrificing your happiness or good food too. Okay. So these were three signs you are headed for burnout from dieting. Again, if you are seeing yourself in any of the stories, any of the things that I described today, go ahead and book your food freedom consultation in the comments below, bit.ly/I'm ready, Dani. Let's go ahead and talk about what you need to do to get to your consistently healthier eating. Okay. This has been great. I hope this was helpful for you. Again, go ahead and share this video, and I will see you next time. Talk soon.